Going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. To the new subscribers, welcome in. Usual suspects, welcome on back. So as you saw in the last video, we have no front end on our F-250. So it's time to put things back together. And I always say you got to have a plan. So I have wanted the Morimoto headlights since I saw them. And I knew which ones I wanted. And they actually came out recently-ish with a version 2. And then I will show you and talk about some differences. But they have the C-bars, which go on the outside of the light. And they redesigned them so they look all cool. But with the plans I have for this truck, those didn't work. And they're also about $250 more than the ones I got in the box here that we're about to unbox. But because having the plan, I knew which ones I wanted. I wanted the amber C-bars, not to be like a Raptor, but to match the aesthetics and everything I've got going on in the truck. So we're gonna get in and open this, show you the step-by-step. I know there's other videos out there, but I appreciate you tuning into this one. So hey, let's get into it. Let me show you some upgrades as we get ready to move this truck into the next level. See you in a second. All right, let's get this box here open. See what we're working with here. And yes, I have a Morimoto box on top of another Morimoto box because these things, the box is freaking huge. Sealed air packaging on them. And there she is. Got the blue wrapping on it still. Let's see what we got. That's what I wanted to see. Again, everything is sealed. It looks confusing. I promise you, from everything I've seen, it's not. But it's all plug and play. One of these we actually have to unplug, and I believe it is this one, which we'll show you. That has to do with the turn lights. This is what I need because you have to tap your fuse box. It comes with the fuse tap. It comes with everything. But this is for your daytime running lights, your C-bars. And like I said, what I went with is I did go with the solid amber ones that they go all the way around. And we're gonna make them sequential. But let's get into the wiring, show you how easy plug and play this stuff really is. So let's get to it. All right, so the first thing you want to locate is your wire, your fuse box tap, and it's a cord. It's a short end and a long end that goes to your corresponding headlights. But before you do your routing, you got to figure out where this goes. And so where it goes is the fuse box underneath the hood. You have an unused spot right there, number 35. So we're going to install this provided fuse tap. They make fuse tap extensions, which I probably should have got, but I ran out of time. So we're going to do that. I'll probably end up cutting a little notch in there, and then we're going to route the wire out through there. So let me get that done. It's a little tedious, and then we'll move on to the fun stuff. All right, so as you can see, we got it fuse tapped. See that black electrical tape? I cut a little notch here out of the side of the battery box, or the fuse box, so that I could run the coil cable now here, go down here to the headlight. Again, you've got the shorter one this side for the passenger side, and then I snaked it through here. Zip tie it up. There's no shortage of pokey, sticky things that'll cut your wires. And then it comes out here. So now wiring is done basically. Now we get to doing all the connections. So we use some, we won't use some. I'll show you that here in a minute. All the instructions are on their website, so you can actually view the instructions before you get the part. It's kind of how you know what you're doing ahead of time. But some of these are used, some of these are not. Let's show you which ones are. All right, we're ready to wire this up. So I'll show you the factory first. So you've got an H13 connector here and an H13 connector here. You don't use the one with the gray harness. So we've got our H13 connector. This was our turn signal. This was our side marker. So when they make these kits, they have to make them for halogen trucks, LED trucks, you know, all kind of different things. So you see a lot of wiring here, but we're only going to use the purple connector. That's our head H13, which is the headlights. You have the one right next to it. That is for your turn signal. You got these two little connectors right here. One is this one, is going to be for your daytime running light, the little wire that we ran, and this is for your side marker. Nothing else. All these wires are not used. They don't pertain to my truck, which again is a 17 halogen bulb. This connector right here is your sequential turn signal. So I'm going to show you with that plugged in, staying connected, what your turn signal looks like, and then we'll unplug it, which is what I'm going to do, and show you sequential. So it's easier just to show you the connections make them and then show you what it does. But literally with all this, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4 connections. That's all I got to worry about. Easy peasy. So that is what I mean when I say non-sequential. It's just the flashing C-bar. And that was because I left that 2 wires connected. Now let me go ahead and tell you this point blank. It's plug and play, and so that's a lot of wires. They only go in one way. I think the worst thing you could do is like plug it into the gray harness instead of the black harness, and you could just undo it. But that's what it looks like with that. But that ain't what we're going with. Let me show you what we're going with. We, my friends, will be going sequential. And so all I had to do was literally unplug that connection, and that's how they do it. So you get to choose. So I have got, it's just jammed in there because there's so much wiring on these things. So I'm going to zip tie, make that clean, do the exact same process on the passenger side, and show you a completed project, man. Can't freaking wait. And if we were just doing the headlights, we would be done. Super easy install on your 10mm bolts when you're putting them back in. Don't use power tools. I didn't. This isn't a lesson learned. This is just a heads up. You're dealing with plastic and plastic. So I didn't use power tools. She's on. I'm going to give you a light show. And then if you were done, you'd put the grill back in. But we're not going with the factory grill. So give you a light show. See you in the next video. God bless, and let's get rolling.